What's up, guys, and welcome back to a new video on my money making channel. Okay, and first of all, if you haven't bought an Ucha bag, guys, get yourself a bag of Ucha. I spoke about it many times before in my videos before, and what I feel like is about to happen, either we have a small correction to the level of 13 million, 12 million, where I would be happy to see to load up more Ucha, or we'll straight pump to 50 million plus. I feel like that's about to happen. There's building up momentum and higher and higher. This is all-time high. We just hit all-time high, and people might fade it still, right? They think, okay, we're already at 24 million, but guys, I'm telling you, this is still $1 billion narrative. Okay, if you want to know why, watch my other videos on Ucha. Very bullish meme coin on the Ton blockchain. Okay. Second of all, guys, follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I don't mention it that often, but on Twitter, I'm way more active than on YouTube, right? Here on YouTube, I'm active daily right now. On Twitter, I'm as well, but I tweet way more, okay? I tweet way more, and here you can see also my explanations on Brad, on NDQ, on some analysis, but the analysis part will be more on YouTube. Here, just some things. For example, here this charity, the first ever charity and community bag that I built with Kaysen for my guy, right? This guy right here, and me, right? For $1,000 at 100 million market cap, will give 1/3 of this back. Okay, right now it's at 13 million, so at 100 million market cap, approximately an 8x. That's 8k back. 1/3 of it will go to charity, 2 to 3k, and yeah, the rest is for the community, guys. So if you haven't been in the NDQ community yet, leave your wallet address below this post. Support this community, support this project, and if NDQ will go to 100 million, then we'll spread the profits step by step under the supporter, right? So make sure to be part of the NDQ community on BNB Smart Chain, a very underrated meme coin as well. Okay. Third of all, guys, now I'm telling you, we are really at this level where it decides. Okay, you can see we are really, on this level, and this level decides whether we will go to 109,000 or we'll stay above it. That's my opinion on that, right? You can see exactly what I told you guys. Stop loss at 111,900 or 800. I said we came down to the 112,000 exactly. You can see that, okay? That's exactly the support that we were looking for. And if we break this support at $111,700, right? That's maybe 111,500. That's really the confirmation, and then we might go lower. So right now we're exactly above stop loss, guys. Okay, and also what we did is we broke out this pattern actually. Okay, and now we came down lower, right? And why did we come down lower? I can show you that on this chart. I like to use this chart. Did it update? No, it didn't update, right? Didn't update, I guess. Let's see. I did update. Okay, maybe that's the 20. Let's see, the 12-hour chart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can see liquidation prices right here, but let me make this a little bit more, and let's go on the 48-hour chart. Okay, you see massive liquidity. That's all the people who went long in on Bitcoin got liquidated, right? They got liquidated. And the more guys, hundreds of millions got liquidated. You can go to Gate. There's always more money you can see that, guys. Here's 140 million. That's all the positions that people trade with leverage. That's why it's always important to have a spot bag, a big spot bag, and then a small leverage bag, so you don't have the pressure if you lose money, because you always have the spot bag, because this market will go up at the end of the day, in the next month. So you always can chill and trade without emotions, right? In case you lose everything on your trade bag, you still have your spot bag. Everything will be fine, okay? And now what I'm seeing as well is we're building this liquidity below 111k. 112k, right, at the 111k level. And that's what I really don't like to see, because now, you know, we could also head lower a little bit, right? But what we see up here, there's also a lot of liquidity. Okay, market makers are seeing money right now in the market because everyone is trading. And on the 1 hour time frame, okay, we can see a lot of liquidity at $111,800, guys. I'm telling you, this level we might, you know, have a wick to it and then pump, because, you know, they want to liquidate all the people here before then pumping to this massive liquidity. You can see here 240 million, 230 million, and here's massive liquidity, guys. Another, you know, couple of hundreds, that's the billions of dollars right here at the 118 to 120,000 dollars Bitcoin, right? That's exactly what we're seeing right now. On Ethereum, it's a little bit different. Let's check. Yeah, for example, you can see it, we just liquidated, or, you know, the chart liquidated all these people here going long. You can see this massive liquidity, a couple of hundreds millions as well. And now at 4,400, there are billions of dollars betting on the short side. Yeah, they're betting that Ethereum might head lower. And I'm telling you guys, you should not do that for the next 1 or 2 months, right? You should not do that. The market is about to, or is actually reversing at that point if we manage to hold the support level I always mention for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Ton. And let's see on the 24-hour time frame real quick. How does it? Yeah, you can see it. Perfectly liquidated all the people here on the long side. Few people are betting on the long side, but a lot money on the short side, right? The more yellow it is, the more people, or the more money is at this prices about to get liquidated, most probably, okay? And now, so we're waiting for this hopefully good support level to hit, because we see two support level, right? We stay above this resistance line, or this support line right now, this trend line here, and we might hit this support level exactly, right? The good thing about that one is that we are seeing, let me delete this one, the MACD, for a second. We're seeing also a good divergence, right? Okay, let's go on the 1 hour time frame. And we can see a good divergence from this bottom, okay, where we're massively oversold at an RSI of 20, 1 hour time frame, right? That's the 1 hour time frame. And from there on, we can see this massive, you know, dump right here, all right? We see this massive dump, so extremely dump. But on the RSI, what we can see is, we can see a massive pump, right? A massive, always a higher low, low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? That's what we see right now. And this, with this trend line in combination, this is a good level you should load up. If you haven't yet, that's really your chance. Honestly, the chances got a little worse. I'd say this chance to pump is now a 40 to 50% chance. So still a good chance, because when it pumps, you know, this might be the bottom, and when it pumps, it will pump higher, right? It will pump to 125k plus. So the limited downside right now at 112,500, it's a downside of, let's say you put it at 111.5, then you have 0.8% downside with a 30x. That's a minus 24% downside against a 33% upside, right? 33 to 50%, yeah. So it's 35% plus upside against 24% downside. You can have on a 30x leverage, right? So I take this scenario, it's a 50, yeah, maybe 50-50, I'd say, because we see massive liquidity, but I'm still more on the bullish side, of course, because, you know, you see this massive divergence, guys. The people, the hands are getting stronger, right? The chart, the buyers are getting stronger as we head lower. That's what we see on the RSI. The only thing I want to see right now is the volume increasing as well, because it's pretty low right now. You see, last time we broke out this pattern, for example, we saw a massive volume, Okay, massive volume here, massive volume here. You can see it. 5,000 Bitcoin, right? The amount of 5,000 Bitcoin, 6,000 Bitcoin at a price of 113K, right? So that's what we're gonna see right now. We see a buy volume that was a decent one of 1.5K, but now a 3 to 4K Bitcoin buy would be awesome. So we're waiting for that patiently. And what else we're seeing, guys, that's why I want to share with you as a lesson that I learned as well. We had 3K on this account, right? 3K on this trading account, this the high leverage trading account I'm always talking about, and we hit these positions pretty good, right? The entry levels 4168 for Ethereum, 179.7 and 3.22, okay, on ton. And I saw Brett was dumping, so that's why I bought here a good amount. It pumped, and eventually I got stop loss, right? I lost like only on this trade $800, $800 to $900. That's why this position you normally should be at 3.5K right now, right? A couple of hundreds into the profit. I actually had 2.5K before, not 3, 2.5. The other 500 I had on our other account, and yeah, now it should be on 3.5, so $1,000 profit. Makes sense, right? And that's just a lesson for me and for you, hopefully, to always be patient. Don't rush because you think things might pump hardly, right? It also can hit a lower bottom. You see that. If I would just patiently waiting for this bottom to happen, I could roll up here now, right? And now the downside is very limited because I can just set the stop loss at 0.048 and wait patiently because Brett is a very strong narrative. If you don't know anything about it, go to my channel, type in Brett, go to my Twitter, type in Brett, and you'll see a lot of good arguments on Brett. You can see a lot of good posts on Brett, and yeah, many posts. I'm very bullish on Brett, and if that's the thing, I went in with a 50x. Okay, 50x, you can, yeah, that was maybe too high for meme coin, honestly, but a 50x on this level, and just a 2x, 2x, right, to 1 billion, which is easy. And the next altcoin rally will easily go to 1 billion plus to maybe to 3 billion, right? And 100%, right, with the 50x, guys, is 5,000%. You see, so that's basically when we do 100% on a 50x leverage, we do a 50x on our initial margin. I put in roughly, I guess, $500. So a 50x on $500 is 25K. Okay, that's what it could have been, but I was too impatient. That's another lesson for me. And also, guys, a lesson that I talked about in the last video about the market update. I showed you that the Solana is massively outperforming Ethereum and Ton, right? I opened almost the same position sizes here, just adjusting the leverage a little bit. Ethereum lower leverage as, a safer thing for cross margin to keep up my bag, to keep up the liquidity prices low. Then the Ton trade with a 50x cross and the Solana trade with a 100x cross, right? And it's almost the same, 28K position, 23.5K position, and 25.5K position on Ton, okay? And I was up on Solana 500% plus. So it was like, $1,000, 1,500, so in this range, right? And at that time, Ethereum was underperforming and doing only 30% of what Solana did. So I believe Solana was at, let's see, it was at 190. 190, it was at, $1,600. But Ton in that time was only at $500, right? So outperforming massively. But I said to myself, look, only because it's outperforming now doesn't mean that it will outperform the next 1-2 days, right? And that's what actually happened. So we kept being patient. I could also rotate everything into Solana or into Ethereum because they were pumping way harder. But now what happened is that Ton now starts to outperform, right? Ton starts to outperform. My thesis that Ton will outperform Ethereum massively the next run up still stays. But in order, we do a good diversification of our investments. So I put in the same amount of everything in case something pumps more than the other, but on average we'll have a good pump, right? We could also go in all in all Solana, all in all Ton, but it might outperform massively. So therefore, good positions in case something outperforms the other. So we have a good average of outperformance, right? Of performing good in the market. That's what we want to do. And my thesis on Ton, I explained it earlier. You know, we could see it on the, let me go to the 2-hour time frame, and we could see it exactly, not July, not 24, we need to go to 24 here. Okay, I told you about it earlier. That's why I'm loading up on Ton actually, because what I saw is Ton was pumping, right? Pumping decently, and you know, Ton pumped from 215, 14 to max, you know, that was 37%. After that, that was, you know, from end of February to beginning of March. Okay, then we saw Ton dumping minus 20%, right, until the 5th of March. This 2-hour chart frame, 2-hour chart. That's why it looks okay. And after that, what we could see is Ton going parabolic, 100%, 150% to the top of 230% on 10th or 11th of April 2024, right? And let's look at the Ethereum chart. Remember, end of February, right? End of February. Let me show you again, so you just remember the dates. End of February, we start pumping, okay? End of February. Top was on March, or you know, end of February as well. Then the bottom on the 5th of March, okay? And after that, we pump massively. On Ethereum, it looks different. It looks different, and I'm following this pattern. I'm trading this pattern again. I think it could play out. So what we saw is, let me go a little bit back. Okay, here, right? Ethereum started pumping from the end of January. Okay, from the end of January, we saw Ethereum pumping until the 11th of March, right? That's the time where Ton hit is low. Okay, we saw Ethereum pumping 88%. After that, what Ethereum did is Ethereum went down 25% until the 20th of March, or ultimately, you know, here's the 13th of May, or, you know, 14th of April. That's where we had the major dump. 13th of April, then we just, you know, did a triple bottom, 1, 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, and after that we pump, okay? So from the 11th of March until the 13th of April, we saw the major dump of minus 30%. And guess what? What did I just show you guys? 11th of March till 14th of April was exactly the time when we saw Ton massively outperforming, right? 11th of March, exactly here, to the, what was the 6th? Yeah, roughly, right? Roughly here. So from the 11th of March to the 11th of April, that's the time where Ethereum dropped massively. Ton did a 180%, right? And now the thing is, I don't believe that Ethereum will necessarily go lower a lot, you know. We might head to the 5.5k level. That's what I'm aiming for, the 5,000 plus level. So that's why I bought also Ethereum. In case, you know, stop loss are at 4,040. In case the same thing happens, that we see Ethereum going down maybe to, yeah, going down more. We saw it dumping 25-30%, which will lead us to, yeah, the $3,600 level, right? But in that time, Tom would outperform, and I would also, my stop loss would get hit, right? So I'm out of this trade, but Ton will massively outperform. And if we see Ton doing the 180% again, guys, the 250% again, you know, that's huge. From this moment on, Ton starts to outperform. And guys, the 180%, you know, that's then 75% is the $5.6. Yeah, it would bring us to $7 plus if this pattern repeats, you know, even $8 plus. I don't necessarily believe we will go to $8 now. It could happen, would be nice. But I'm looking for the $5 level more, right? $5 level. You can see on this trade, let's see it. $5 level on ton with 25k position size, okay, with an entry of $3.22. $5 level, we make 14k, okay, 2,700% in profit. That's exactly what could happen. And yeah, I like this pattern a lot. You know, Ethereum might dump lower. That's when we will get stopped out with a little bit of a loss of $700, 60%. You know, because yeah, it's okay. I mean, 60%, and if Tom will outperform, so we lose $700. On the other side, we make 14 bands, right? 14 plus K. So yeah, still good profit. We take that. You know, that's what I like about the setup. Solana didn't run that much. I feel like Ethereum had the biggest run in the last couple 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks. So Solana and Ton might run now. That's what I feel like about to happen, but still diversifying, right? Having a small bag of Ethereum in case it pumps to 5k as well. You know, that's what I'm looking for. I'd say, yeah, 60-70% chance that it will pump, but of course we saw it before happening that Ton pumped and Ethereum dumped, right? So yeah, the $5,000 level would give us, yeah, it's another 5k. 5.5k is actually the level I'm looking for, is 7.5k, okay? 7.5k is a good amount that we can make with this trade. So we'll see what happens, right? That's a quick market update. Bitcoin should hold this level. Okay, we see a bounce back up right now to this resistant trend line. Very important. So we keep being patient, guys. Okay, we keep being patient. We focus, and yeah, we are set in with good trades. The entries are good, are decent. Stop loss are set. So the only thing we can do right now is wait and watch the market, what happens, and hope for us, you know, to play out good the trades. That's all we can do, and analyze what we can do better. Even, you know, if we win or if we lose, we can always do something better. And for example, one lesson I just told you is be more patient, right? Don't rush into things, be even more patient. And we can see Ethereum is dominating. The dominance is going up pretty good as well, right? Was at 7% mid of April, and boom, we pumped. That's massively. It's huge. Normally we saw, yeah, a top at roughly 20%, 22%. Or that's what we saw in let me check actually. Yeah, you see, that's what we saw exactly. You can see that on end of February, right? Beginning of March. That's when Ethereum had its all-time high at 19% market cap dominance, Ethereum dominance. And after that, the dominance dropped by 20%. That's exactly the time, right? Till beginning of April, the 10th of April. It's exactly the time when Ton starts to outperform Ethereum, right? Because the money from Ethereum went into Ton, went into Solana, into other altcoins, okay? And that's what probably made happen, but I still see upside potential, right? We're just at 13.5% Ethereum dominance. Could also go to the 18% level again. You know, here 22% level. That's why Ethereum could do a 5,500 plus in that case. And yeah, we'll be waiting patiently, watching these levels. Also, this level, guys, damn, this is really sitting and sleeping at this resistance line, okay? We didn't break out clearly. We're exactly at this resistance line. So we're still either, you know, doing the small move up to 6.45%, or we're moving down immediately. I hope, you know, for the second scenario, that we see the USDT, USDC dominance, aka stablecoins, going down, dominance of stablecoins, so that we can see a quick, you know, small top in September before we then might have a bigger dump, a little bit bigger dump. And yeah, but we'll come to that later. Let's first focus on the upside of us, or of the dominance of stablecoins going down, so the cryptos will pump, right? That's what we're gonna see, and that's what we are waiting for, basically, for this level of, actually, yeah, 5.1% dominance level would be awesome. That means that the crypto will pump good and decent. And yeah, now we'll wait. We are really waiting for this pattern. As I drew it, we broke out this line I showed you last time. Now what I'm expecting is a boom, a pump. Okay, the end of August, 25k plus. That's still my scenario that I see. 80% or 70% chance maybe. Yeah, now it's important to hold this resistance line, the support line. As I told you, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Leave a like, leave a follow, a subscription, follow me on Twitter so you don't miss out on any update, on any news, on any bullish tweet or bearish tweet, depends. And yeah, write a comment, give me your ideas, your thoughts on the market. Any questions, always feel free to ask in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Take care of yourself, stay healthy. See you on the next one, and bye.